There are things you stop noticing after long enough. The way the carpet in the main corridor stays dry, no matter how many wet shoes cross it on a rainy afternoon. The way the popcorn machine in the east lobby always smells faintly of something underneath the butter, something older, like turned soil or wet wood left in a closed room. You stop noticing. That is what the job does to you. I have been an usher at the Meridian for 2 years and 4 months, and I am only now beginning to understand that the things I stopped noticing were the things I should never have looked away from. My name is not important. My manager's name is Colette. She is in her late 50s, small moves like she is conserving something. She does not waste gestures. When new staff ask her questions about the building, she listens to the full question before she answers, and then she gives the smallest possible answer and nothing more. I thought that was personality. No, now it was practice. The first week I worked here, she handed me a laminated card, not a welcome packet, not a staff manual with a logo on the cover. A single laminated card, typed in a plain font, no letterhead, no date, 12 lines. Each one began with a number. I read the first one 3 times. Do not count the seats in auditorium 4. I laughed. I thought it was hazing, the kind of tradition that builds up in old buildings where the staff have been there too long and take new people in with small rituals that mean nothing. I had worked a warehouse before this. They told us never to open a particular locker in the break room. The locker had a broken hinge. There was nothing inside it. I assumed this was the same kind of thing. Colette watched me finish reading and said, quietly, that the card was not a joke, and that she would answer one question about it now, and only one. I asked her why there were 12 rules for a cinema. She said there had been more. Then she walked away. That was the first thing I should not have let go. The auditorium 4 rule was the one I tested first. Not deliberately. I was checking the room before a late screening. Counting rows to confirm the layout matched the fire safety diagram on the door. I got to row 11, seat 7, and the number I reached did not match what my eye was telling me. I counted again. I got a different number. Not a higher one, not a lower one. A genuinely different number. A count that made no mathematical sense given the rows I had walked. I stood in the center aisle with my torch on and counted a 3rd time, and the room gave me a 3rd answer. I left. I told Colette that night. She looked at me for a moment and said, "Good, you came out." And then she said nothing more about it. That was rule 1. Rule 3, on the card read as, if a patron leaves a personal item at the service desk and no one claims it within the hour, place it in the wooden box behind the north fire exit. Do not look inside the box. The box was already there when I arrived, old, dark stained, about the size of a case for a small instrument, heavy in a way that felt inconsistent, like the weight shifted when you moved it. I had seen Colette place things inside it. A phone, a child's shoe, once an envelope that had been left on the seat of Auditorium 2 after a screening of a film that had not been on the schedule that week, a film I had no record of booking. I did not look inside the box. I have not looked inside the box. Whatever is in there by now, I do not believe I want to know. Rule 6 said, if you hear a voice coming from the projection room when the projectionist is not on shift, open the stairwell door and wait at the bottom. Do not go up. I heard it on a Tuesday. A low, even murmur, almost conversational. The rhythm of someone speaking to someone else in a room where they thought no one could hear them. I propped the door. I stood at the bottom of the stairs with my hand on the railing. The murmur continued for 11 minutes. I know because I counted. When it stopped, I went up to check. The room was empty. The projector was cold. There was a smell in there, faint and wrong, like the air had recently been breathed by something that did not breathe the way we do. I told Colette. She asked how long I had waited at the bottom. I said 11 minutes. She nodded and said, good. That was all she said. Good. Rule 9, Do not prop open the door to the equipment corridor after 10 at night. If you find it already propped open, close it. Do not look down the corridor before you close it. I found it propped open at 10:43 on a Thursday. A folded piece of card tucked under the base of the door, deliberate. I walked to it. I reached down for the card. The corridor behind the door was long, poorly lit, smelling of dust and something faintly metallic, and there was a sound coming from the far end. Not a voice, not footsteps, the sound of something that had a very large amount of patience. I closed the door without looking. When I found Colette to tell her, she asked who had been on shift before me. I gave her the name. Her face did not change. She wrote something down on a notepad and tore the page off and folded it twice and put it in her jacket pocket. I have not seen that person on the schedule since. I do not know if they quit or if something else happened. I have not asked. This place has taught me that some answers cost more than the question is worth. The last rule on the card, Rule 12, is 4 words. Colette does not know I have read it. I only caught it once, by accident, when the card slipped from my pocket and landed face up under a light that hit it at the right angle. I had carried it for 2 months by then, without reading past Rule 11. I do not know why I had avoided it. Instinct, maybe. The same instinct that kept me at the bottom of the projection stairs. Out. The rule is this: you are not the first. I have been thinking about that for 6 weeks. I keep coming back to the same question. The one I cannot ask Colette, because I am not sure I want to hear her give me the smallest possible answer, and nothing more. What happened to the one before me? And why does the wooden box behind the North Fire exit feel heavier every time I move it?